Nobody wants to hear the nonsensical ravings of a loudmouth malcontent.
Well, we'll see about that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times Homer Simpson said what we were all thinking.
Oh, people can come up with statistics to prove anything, Cant. 40% of all people know that.
For this list, we'll be looking at the times Homer Simpson vocalized what was on our minds at one point or another, whether good or bad. Has Homer said what you were thinking? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Can't someone else do it? We've all been there at one point or another. You have an objective to complete, but finding motivation is hard. Would it be great if someone else could just do it for us?
Don't you deserve better than the best? Yeah! Who should handle all your dirty jobs? Someone else!
That was Homer's logic in this episode when he runs for sanitation commissioner and needs to come up with a campaign slogan.
You gotta think hard and come up with a slogan that appeals to all the lazy slobs out there.
Oh, can't someone else do it?
Can't someone else do it? That's perfect!
It is?
Yeah! Now get out there and spread that message to the people.
He winds out this line and builds his whole campaign around it. We even get a fun song out of it.
The garbage man can. 'Cause he's Homer Simpson man.
Of course, this way of thinking is unsustainable and the whole town ends up being overrun with trash. While it would be nice to have things done for us, we're probably better doing things ourselves. Number 9. It's a party, Marge. It doesn't have to make sense. Sometimes good things happen and you just don't know why. Call it luck or karma or something else, but don't overthink it. This episode features Larry Burns, Mr. Burns' long-lost son. In an attempt to get Mr. Burns to realize his love for his son, Homer convinces Larry to stage a phony kidnapping.
There's only one sure way to make him realize how much he loves you, and that is a phony kidnapping.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe I should just leave town.
Phony kidnapping.
Of course, the plan goes awry, and the two admit the whole thing was staged, and Mr. Burns and Larry acknowledge each other's existence.
Well, son, delighted to have met you. It's good to know that there's another kidney out there for me.
You got it, Pop. Just let me run a few pints through it first.
Larry begins an impromptu party, and suddenly music starts playing, and everyone has a drink in their hands. Marge and Lisa question how this is happening, and Homer tells them it doesn't have to make sense.
Who's playing that music? And where's all that liquor coming from?
It's a party, Marge. Doesn't have to make sense.
Just let go and have fun. Number 8. Trying is the first step towards failure. We like to have a positive attitude, but every now and then, we all have our doubts. When Marge finds out that Lionel Hutz is also a realtor, she decides that she wants to help people find homes.
Helping people find homes. That must be really rewarding.
Yes, the money is good.
Of course, being able to sell real estate requires a license, and you have to pass a test to acquire it. When she mentions her intention at the dinner table that she'd like to try it out, Homer offers a dour response.
Selling real estate could be just what I'm looking for. I'd really like to give it a try.
I don't know, Marge. Trying is the first step towards failure.
This mindset probably isn't good for your mental health, but luckily Marge didn't listen to Homer, and with Bart and Lisa's help, she passed.
I passed!
Yay! Way to go!
Oh, thank you, Bart. Thank you, Lisa, for all your help.
What about me? You didn't thank me.
You didn't do anything.
I like being thanked.
Though her career was short-lived, Marge gained new information and experiences. That's a win in our book. Number 7. I was using my whole ass. It certainly is disappointing to give something your best effort and have things not work out. After Grandpa angrily tells Homer he was an accident, Homer is understandably upset by this revelation.
Homie, are you really going to ignore Grandpa for the rest of your life?
Of course not, Marge. Just for the rest of his life. He said I was an accident. He didn't want to have me.
In a moment of clarity, he vows to make sure his own kids feel as though they are wanted. This results in him spending increased time with Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. Despite his best effort to be an attentive and caring father, he ends up making them feel uncomfortable, and they accuse him of doing a half-assed parenting job.
No offense, Homer, but your half-assed underparenting was a lot more fun than your half-assed overparenting.
But I'm using my whole ass.
Dad,
It's just that too much of your love can really be scary.
However, it causes Homer to re-examine not only his relationship with his kids, but also with his father.
I was always proud that you weren't a short man. Oh, Dad.
Number 6. Facts are meaningless. You can use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true. This may be more true than when it was first uttered back when the episode aired. When Lisa discovers skeletal remains during an archaeological dig, the town's residents are convinced it's an angel.
It looks like a human skeleton, but these other bones look almost like wings.
You mean like an angel?
Well, obviously that's impossible.
Lisa's right, it's an angel!
She desperately fights back against the notion and takes a small fragment to have some tests run in an effort to determine what the object really is. When she announces what she's done, Homer responds that facts are meaningless.
Soon we'll have all the facts.
You did what?
What? You know what? I don't like that.
Facts are meaningless. You can use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true. Facts, Max.
In a certain sense, he's right, as it's common for misinformation to spread easily, especially with the proliferation of social media platforms. In recent history, there's been an increase of fake news and alternative facts. Lisa turned out to be right, but no one listened to her.
I don't understand, Professor. Why didn't your test show the skeleton was a fake?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Lisa. I never did the tests.
Number 5. Well, at least I liked it, didn't I? It's easy to get swept up in popular trends to the point where you're unsure of your true feelings. This is the situation Homer finds himself in after voicing Poochie, a new character for the popular Itchy and Scratchy show.
You folks ready to begin?
I guess. Is this episode going on the air live?
No, Homer. Very few cartoons are broadcast live. It's a terrible strain on the animator's wrist.
Things started out promising as there was a lot of hype for Poochie. When it came for the character's premiere, Homer even had a lot of support as everyone gathered around to watch.
That stunk!
Well, what did everybody think?
The tide shifted quickly, however, after the episode aired as everyone left without saying much. When Homer is left alone with his own thoughts, he questions whether or not he actually likes it.
Well, at least I liked it. Didn't I?
His brain doesn't give a promising answer to that question.
Oh, you don't want to know what I really think. Now look sad and say dough. Dough.
Number 4. You can't keep blaming yourself. Just blame yourself once and move on. It's not surprising that a person may feel guilty over something they had no control over. When Marge holds a dinner party, it goes pretty well, except Milhouse's parents, Kirk and Luann, spend the entire time fighting.
If you want to talk nervous, you should have seen Kirk deal with the high school boys who egged our Bonneville.
Should have asked him to hurl some bacon. Then maybe I could have had a decent breakfast for once.
To the shock of everyone, Luann proclaims she wants a divorce. Understandably, Marge feels super guilty about what happened because they broke up at her party.
I feel terrible. The Van Houtens split up at our party.
Although not necessarily meant as comforting words, Homer tells her she can't blame herself and should move on.
You can't keep blaming yourself. Just blame yourself once and move on.
Despite his nonchalance, he's not wrong as obsessing over a situation generally isn't helpful. But it's something that tends to happen despite our best efforts. Number 3. Every time I learn something new, it pushes some old stuff out of my brain. Is it possible to know too much? Unfortunately for Homer, that's not a problem, as he's called slow by Carl when they're playing poker.
Hey, don't yell at Homer, just because he's a little slow.
Something was said. Not good. What was it? Don't yell at Homer! No, that's okay. What was it? Slow! They called you slow! How dare you call me that?
When he brings it up to his family, they're not exactly quick to dispute the claim, with Marge saying that he's not exactly cultured. While discussing it further, she suggests Homer take an adult education class to improve his overall knowledge.
There's always things you can do to feel better.
Take another bath in malt liquor?
There's that. Or you could take an adult education course.
Oh, and how is education supposed to make me feel smarter?
His take is pessimistic, claiming that when learning something new, it pushes something old out.
Besides, every time I learn something new, it pushes some old stuff out of my brain. Remember when I took that home winemaking course and I forgot how to drive?
That's because you were drunk.
And how?
We're not sure that's how memory works, but sometimes it can certainly feel that way, so it's an understandable claim. Number 2, to alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. Not that we'd ever advocate drinking irresponsibly, but sometimes people make questionable decisions while under the influence. That's what happened during Springfield's St. Patrick's Day celebrations, resulting in the town instituting prohibition.
Spirituous beverages are hereby prohibited under penalty of catapult.
This, of course, leads to a black market for alcohol, and Homer develops his own smuggling operation to keep the good times rolling.
You're the one the papers have been talking about. That mysterious beer baron who's been supplying Springfield with alcohol. How have you been getting away with this?
Well, and I can explain, remember? I fill the balls with beer that I found at the dump, and then I bowl them in some underground pipes, take them into Moe's.
Eventually, he comes clean about his activities to help Chief Wiggum get his job back. Prohibition is revoked and everyone celebrates with a glass in hand. Alcohol can lead to some good times, and can just as easily lead to some bad times. And Homer sums up that sentiment perfectly.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Stupid risks are what make life worth living. Taking a chance on an unknown is definitely risky, but the payoff can be huge. The alternative is playing it safe. It's a dilemma we all face. Lisa definitely took a risk when she wanted to go to the museum to see the Treasures of Isis exhibit at the Springfield Museum by herself.
When does this bus get to the museum?
It doesn't.
Oh, but isn't this the 22?
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday is the 22A.
22A? Then where the heck am I?
She ends up getting lost, and it's up to Homer to save her. After she's back with Homer, she says she'll never take another stupid risk again, which he admonishes her for saying so.
Don't ever say that.
What?
If I hadn't have taken a stupid risk with that cherry picker, I never would have found you.
I guess.
Stupid risks are what make life worth living.
Taking another risk, they break into the museum and discover the Orb of Isis is a music box.
Just think, we're the first people to hear its song in more than 4,000 years. Ugh. Thanks for making me take such a stupid risk, Dad.
Anytime, honey.
Without taking risks, who knows what we might miss out on? Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.